Chapter 1. Honor Above Life. In medieval and early modern Europe, honor was not an abstract value. It was a legal and social force that could outweigh individual life. For women in particular, honor was tied to obedience, chastity, and silence. When these expectations were believed to be broken, punishment was not always prison or exile. In rare but documented cases, burial alive was imposed as a lawful sentence, framed not as cruelty, but as moral correction. These practices were never widespread, but they were real, and later deliberately erased. Chapter 2. Law, not legend. Contrary to popular belief, burial alive was not folklore. It appeared in medieval legal codes across parts of Germany, Scandinavia, and Central Europe between the 12th and 17th centuries. Women could face this punishment for adultery, infanticide, often tied to social shame rather than evidence, moral corruption or dishonoring family lineage. The logic was chillingly legal. Bloodshed was seen as sinful, while burial alive avoided execution by sword. In this way, authorities framed the punishment as religiously cleaner, even merciful. Chapter 3. The Crime of Being Unacceptable. Most accused women were not powerful or protected. They were servants, widows, or unmarried women without male guardians. Pregnancy outside marriage was especially dangerous, as it threatened inheritance lines and community reputation. Trials were brief. Confessions were often coerced. Silence was interpreted as guilt. Honor was not about truth. It was about restoring order. Chapter 4. Public Warning, Private Terror. Burial alive functioned as a social warning, not just punishment. It told communities that dishonor would be erased, literally and symbolically. Records show that such sentences were carried out publicly or semi-publicly. The goal was deterrence, not justice. Communities were meant to remember the consequence, even as written records later disappeared. Over time, shame attached itself not to the act, but to the memory of the punishment itself. Chapter 5. Why the Records Vanished. As Europe entered the Enlightenment, legal systems changed. Public punishments became an embarrassment to emerging civilized states. Burial alive was reclassified as barbaric, incompatible with modern law. Rather than openly confronting the practice, many institutions removed it from records. Court documents were destroyed or rewritten. Legal codes were revised without explanation. Church authorities avoided discussion. History was cleaned quietly. Chapter 6. Echoes Across Europe. While most documented cases appear in Germanic regions, similar honor-based punishments existed elsewhere. In parts of Italy, women accused of dishonor were sealed into convent imprisonment for life. In France, social death replaced physical punishment. In Scandinavia, early laws permitted burial alive for specific moral crimes before reforms. The method changed, but the principle remained. Female honor belonged to society, not the woman herself. Chapter 7. The Gendered Meaning of Honor. Men accused of similar crimes were rarely punished so absolutely. Women carried the burden of family reputation, sexual control, and moral symbolism. Their bodies became the site where order was enforced. Burial alive represented the ultimate removal from family, from memory, from history. Death was only part of the punishment. Erasure was the rest. Chapter 8. Rediscovery through fragments. Modern historians uncovered this history through surviving regional law codes, church correspondence, marginal notes, and trial records. There are no monuments, no memorials, only fragments. That absence is intentional. Conclusion: when silence became respectable. Women who were buried alive for honor is not just a story about punishment. It is a story about how societies hide what shames them. Europe did not forget these women. It chose not to remember them. Honor survived. The women did not.